All right, seniors, it's Mr. Muscarelli. We're here to talk about your graduation resume that you're going to present as part of your senior passion project presentation. Today, we're just going to talk about the rubric and some hints. The rubric itself, this is part of the larger passion project rubric. And if we blow it up, you'll see that the first part is just talking about the mandatory sections that you're going to have as part of your rubric. Now, I'm going to back up for a second and say, I've shared a lot of videos, etc., and documents on how to make a resume. Make sure that you have followed along, and it will give you much more information about all of this. So each of these should have some content. The trickier bit is the part on the characteristics or traits of a good resume, like it's error-free, it's got consistent formatting, etc. So the best way for me to talk about that is to show you an example. First, though, the example rubric, the example resume we're going to use is right here, but it's already uploaded to a sample tour. So when you go to your Senior Passion Project tour, you can see it's got the tabs. You can kind of navigate around. And on the graduation resume tab, you're going to click on Upload Artifact. And in this case, I did select File from Computer. That works really well. Google Drive should be fine. Attached web link is fine too. These should all be PDFs. They should not be actual documents that are live, because then the formatting can get a little wonky, et cetera, et cetera. You want this to be a final polished product. An image is not good enough, period. It's got to be a PDF. We're being professional here. Do not, please, set up and take a photo of some piece of paper or from a screen or whatever, or do a screen capture. Not good enough. Give us a PDF. Okay. You're going to upload it. It's going to look like this. Fantastic. So let's jump into this one. Obviously you would not have the characteristics on the side of your actual rubric. I'm just doing it here for teaching purposes. So in terms of sections, contact info, skills, experience, and education, this is your contact info up here. Notice, by the way, contact info, nice professional email address versus poor Elon put in Elon's the best 22. You don't want to have, whatever, Pinky Princess, blah, 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 at yahoo.com or whatever as yours. You want to have a professional email address, not your FG Schools one, because you are leaving, but one that you could use in the future for employers, colleges, applications for things, etc. So that's quickly on the email. This is your contact info, and then you're going to have skills, experience, education, and then if you have any, awards and activities. So you can see them right there. Difference between experience and awards and activities, activities specifically, is activities are things that are typically done in school or school related, and experience are typically things that are a little bit more professional, including work, or mostly work or employment. Let's see. The characteristics, error-free. This one I can just tell you is error-free when you look on Elon's. If you have something like Grammarly, or you do a spell check or grammar check, this one is chock full of errors. And also consistent formatting. You can see that the formatting is not consistent. So all caps, green, same, 14, same color, etc. Here, but not here and not here. So you want to have your formatting to be nice and consistent. Also here, notice that the font here is slightly different than the font below in other places. So check on your font. Make sure that, and this is why we use a template, because if you follow along, your formatting should be really consistent. Strong action verbs. And so, babysit, prepare, plan, greeted, washed, dried, took, etc. Just very straightforward action verbs, as strong or specific as possible. Reverse chronological order. So this was the thing that was furthest in the past, and then getting more recent, and then up to present is the most recent. So that's reverse chronological order. Is concise and uses phrasing, line spacing, and a font size to be appropriate. Approximately one page in length. So what this means is, they're keeping things short. Now, this is kind of in the way, but like if there's an extra stray word here, maybe this person could have shortened it a little bit. But what you'll see here is largely there's no sentences really. They are all phrases. We like that. the font size is 11. That's reasonable. If this whole thing were blown up a little bit bigger, it might not fit on one page. You see, it's just barely fitting on one page. It's perfect. But if these were a little larger, it would not. The margins here are set at a reasonable, I'm not sure what the margins are, but the margins here are 0.5 margins on the top and bottom, and then 1 and 2 1/4. You could make them a little bit smaller if this started to bleed into 2 pages. So try your best to get it approximately 1 page in length. I'll be honest with you, I argued with some other folks saying it's got to be 1 page, etc. Some teachers said, oh, cut them a little bit of slack. So try your best to make it 1 page. It should not really be more than 1 page. Is it print ready and ready to share with potential employers, even if you're not printing it but sharing it as a PDF? Does it look good? Is it well balanced? Do you have, is it just like really good and professional looking? That's, in the end, it's kind of in the eye of the beholder. Again, stats show that people spend about 20 seconds looking at a resume. So it's got to be super, super good looking. Excuse me. So pro tips. I've already talked about some of these, but watch your tense, present tense for current things, jobs, and activities, and past tense for past ones. Spelling and capitalization absolutely counts, so does grammar, but you do not need full sentences. Use phrases and separate them by semicolons. It should be 1 page, really, truly. It doesn't need to fit in a Post-it note, but it should be 1 page long. And again, 10 to 12 point font, 1/2 inch to 1 1/4 inch margins, depending on the format. But you can make those, on the smaller size to make them fit in 1 page. You did use science. Why not use science? So look at some of those terms that describe you, and you can put some of those things in. It should also mention some of your skills. When I talk about strong action verbs, I'm talking about words like some of these. And don't say a long phrase like responsible for serving customers. That's a little bit on the passive side. Say, I served customers, period. Don't even say I. Yeah, we're not going to use pronouns in this. Just say serve customers. We know who you are. So serve customers is much shorter than responsible for serving customers. Okay. If you chose a different template, please choose it super carefully. That's fine if you did it, but use it wisely. There are a lot of them out there for lots of different purposes. Some of them are, I would say, controversial in that like 2 different people might like, I love it, I hate it. Try to find one that's kind of well balanced. So if you need more information, you can go to bit.ly/phs_resume, or you can click on the I button on the Richer Picture system. And I think that's it, people. Keep on sparkling until graduation. All right. Have a sparkling day. Bye.